Have y'all conducted any statistical tests as to which percentage of your market uses the internet to find your artists? Because, I mean, you keep saying about how MySpace has 120 million users. Well, like, what percentage of that is actually seeking out jazz that you're offering?
You know, I really don't know the answer to that question. I don't know what percentage is seeking it out in that way. I do know that, you know, Bob James right now probably has about between 5,000 and 6,000 friends, whereas Incubus has about 500,000 friends. So maybe 10% to the jazz side.
Which facets of the internet do you find are like most useful for promoting your artists? Because I mean, I think it keeps reinstated throughout a lot of things that people aren't seeking out as many just like records from stores. All the stores are closing. That's obviously on its way out. What do you think's like the best way that you'll end up taking advantage of that in the future?
Well, once the legal beagles figure it all out on who's going to get paid for what, I think you're going to be buying most of your music and probably most of your entertainment through the internet, if not downloading it onto something on your watch that you
Right.
can listen to and watch. I think it's all going that way, and I try to get there first. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else?
Hello. You were talking about MySpace and how prevalent it is in the music business or in the music industry. Some people might disagree with you and say that MySpace is just another fad that's going out of style, just like, you know, every other business on the internet. What would you say to this, and what would you say is on the horizon for the next big thing?
Well, it depends on your age group. I understand now that in the people who originally started out with MySpace were the 14, 15, 16-year-olds looking to hook up, and now that's taken over by Facebook, I believe. The next big thing, wow. You know, I'm still pretty much on this MySpace jihad, so it's kind of hard for me to get off that, and only because I've seen so much success with artists that I've worked with and also with my son's band, just in terms of growing a sense of community. The next big thing, I don't know. If I knew that, I would be queen. You know,
It will probably have something to do with the internet.
Oh, there's no question. It's all kind of climbing that way. I did read something where, in fact, in this week's Radio and Records, you can buy it on the newsstand in New York and LA. I don't know if you can get it here, but you might be able to go to radioandrecords.com online. But they have an article on MySpace, and actually, Universal is suing MySpace because of copyright infringements for their videos. So that you're going to see, again, it's the legal beagles figuring out who's going to make this legal, who's going to get paid, the royalties, who's going to get paid, and once they figure that out, the whole thing will open up. The other part with the record companies, and the reason that change has been so slow there, is you had people who were in the upper demos or in the upper echelon of the company who had been doing things the old way for so long that they sort of ignored the evolution. And so now I think that most of the major labels have either retired out or gotten rid of most of the people who are in what I call the good old days mindset. And now most of the people are looking to move it forward, and it is going to be online or on your watch or on your iPod or on your, what's the new one, Zuni? Is that a new? Zune. Is that what it is? All of these little different ways you can carry your music and your videos and everything with you is totally different from going to, I walked across the street to Thrifty Drugs with my $3 and bought Meet the Beatles on mono and thought it was, you know, a big thing from Thrifty Drugstore. So
Now you can get YouTube on your cell phone.
yes.
That's cool.
You said you liked MySpace so much. What is it about it? Not saying that like MySpace isn't on its way out or anything, but what about MySpace? What is it about it benefits a band so much? Like, what are the certain qualities that a band can take away from it that, why you use it so much, I guess?
Okay, I'm assuming you have a band, right? And you put your site up on MySpace, and you can put, was it 3 or 4 songs up there? Then you start to farm into the community. It's viral marketing. You ask your friends to come to MySpace, and then you send out bulletins, and those bulletins, they ask their friends to come to your space. On my son's band's MySpace, which is myspace.com/LazyEyeAtlanta, we've sold ringtones, T-shirts, CDs, downloads, everything that you can create a community of fans. Touring, let's say you have a touring situation, you put your tour schedule up there, you solicit for people in individual, hey, everybody in Charlotte, we're going to be in Charlotte next weekend, those type of, and tell all your friends, all you people in Charlotte, send a bulletin out to your friends and tell them so that you can create a bigger, viral environment for the band.
Right. So community.
Community. It is a community. And, everybody wants to feel like they've discovered something. And I think that's one of the cool things about MySpace as well. This band, Arctic Monkeys, I think Arctic Monkeys had sold 300,000 units before they had even gotten a record deal. And it was totally through MySpace in the UK.
They sold 300,000 CDs?
CDs.
Through MySpace?
No, through stores and on their website and at gigs, but they had, before they were released here in the States, they had sold 300,000 records.
That's pretty impressive. Huh?
It is.
Anybody else?
I think you'd look good on the dance floor.
Well, let's give a big hand to Deborah Lewow.